Dance. Dance. You can see that look in my eye. Ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Roll up while I cry.
Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. Oh, I'm not. And there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show.
Hello, everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm not sure who's still here, but anyway, welcome to Sunday Chat. I know I normally do not do any live shows, but I didn't have time yesterday. You know, I have a lot going on here, and Saturdays are turning to be very busy for me. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, just want to say welcome to the Truth Show here on Sunday Chat. I should have put that on the thumbnail. I might change it later. I don't know. It depends. We'll see. Okay, so just want to say, I'm just going to jump right in here. There's more news about the path of Hormuz. You probably already heard it already. I heard it when it first came out days ago. Trump is a piece of work, and he's a pathological liar, as we know. And we shouldn't believe anything that he says. Oh, and there's more news about Ashlee Jenae. I have to be pretty particular on what news I wanted to actually reveal, because a lot of the news I already know already. So a lot of people are just, you know, literally expressing the same things I've been expressing and delivering the same news I already delivered already. So it's nothing new that's been delivered. So I had to really fish for something a little bit new than all the news that I gave you guys when I did a full-blown live show about her. You know, I went really deep. I got to applaud myself. I went really deep. So we're going to be definitely talking about that. Of course, I got some more Lego videos for you. I have to drop that. I love those Lego videos. They should give us a CD or album or whatever they call it nowadays, because I was so buy one, straight up. And then we're going to talk about, of course, Hormuz. And then we're going to talk about a lot of other stuff as well. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling this Sunday, because I do have a lot of cleaning to do. I have to be real. I've been kind of, you know, slacking on that a little bit. But it depends how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Because I still have to make dinner. Because I've been meaning to do higher consciousness video, but I'm thinking I'm just going to make an entire video about that and not mix it in with other videos, because I want the video to go long, because we are going to be talking about Ashlee Jenae, but it's not a lot to say about her, honestly. I just want to show you guys some clip about the Joe Budden thing, who I didn't even know who he was. I heard his name, but I know who he was and what he's saying. And I give my commentary on that if I believe him or not. You know, we'll definitely talk about that as well. And then Eric Swalwell. But I want to do something. Netanyahu. I want to do a breakdown. Him and Mike Johnson. That is his name, right? Mike Johnson. I definitely want to do a breakdown of those two, because they are weird. Especially Mike Johnson. His loyalty to Trump is a bit, it goes beyond cult-like. You know, and it disturbs me. I never really paid attention to the man, honestly. I never paid attention. I didn't even know who he was until this election. Seriously, I never even followed Mike Johnson. I didn't even know the man even existed. But his loyalty is beyond cult-like. It's giving me some Pam Bondi loyalty. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna definitely do some deep diving on him. We're gonna have to bring up the playbook of Mike Johnson, just like I did with Pam Bondi. We're gonna have to bring up the playbook of Mike Johnson, and maybe another playbook of Netanyahu. We're gonna have to, for those two, because some is not, you know, stirring the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? I don't know if people still drink Kool-Aid, but some is not stirring martinis, margaritas, coffee, whatever. Okay. So anyway, here are your warnings.
Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting, or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy.
Alrighty, fantastic. Let's jump right in. Please give me some activity in the comment section. I mean, my goodness, I want to make sure I am speaking to regular people and not some call center or paid views. You know, come on now. I'm not dumb. Okay, so let's get it started. Did Trump lie about the Strait of Hormuz being open? Well, you already know the answer to that freaking question. I mean, that's not even a real question we should be talking about, but we're going to discuss it anyway because I have something to say about it. And this is a map of the Strait of Hormuz. And I did show you guys a video the last time I broke down what Hormuz was. You know, why is it relevant? Why does Iran have it? And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is Strait of Hormuz right here. This is what they cover right here. You see this? This little path that's currently on, Iran's land, so to speak. Oh, thank you, King. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, so this is currently, on Iran's path. This is Strait of Hormuz. This is what they control. They need to get here, you see, in order to get their, a pipeline runs through there. So they get their oil. We don't get our oil there. Honestly, we don't. And the media need to just seriously stop saying it because we don't really get oil there. We just want to make sure our allies are getting oil there. We don't get oil from Iran. Okay. And we already know why Trump is acting the way he is. All he's trying to do is dismantle the nuclear deal that Obama already implemented with Iran to, again, I have to say this every last show because no one else is talking about it. There is, and there wasn't, and there was never a nuclear threat. He is making that publicly known because he wants people to think when they put the deal back together, he sealed it in the first place. But let me explain something to you. And I don't know if I got to show you guys a visual or something. The nuclear deal that Obama implemented was so Iran would be very, very, let's just say, cordial, okay, or forthcoming of any nuclear weapons or anything of the nature, whether it was making it or going to give it a trial one. They were supposed to let us know. And then we let our members of NATO know. That was the deal that Iran had when Obama was in office. And of course, giving some relief on sanctions or whatever. Okay, that was the deal that Obama implemented. So there was no threat. But Trump did not like anything that Obama implemented. So he literally dismantled the bill and the deal, mainly the deal. Sorry about that. He dismantled the deal. Okay. And then sided with Israel on threats so he can put it back together and say he made us safe. He's lying. We were already safe. Now, everyone is thinking like, why the hell Obama didn't come out and just say that, Trump is lying? Because they can't. They can't. It's kind of like a source of decorum or polite or cordial. Don't overstep the current person in charge, shoes or steps or boundaries, just you can't, even though you want to, I'm sure they want to because Biden knew about it. Harris knows about it. Clinton knows about it. Hillary Clinton they know about it. They can't by law say anything. So Trump is lying to the public, and all the media and the reporters have to do is just look it up. Shit. They don't even have to do that. The Congress can look this up. It's there. That was the fucking deal. Trump is lying about this goddamn nuclear threat, and there was no threat. There was no threat. He's lying, and he just wants people to think that Iran was in risk of harming us, and it wasn't. He's lying, and all you got to do is just find that freaking report. Damn. He just dismantle. And he wanted to dismantle the entire freaking nuclear deal that Obama did, put his name on it so he can look like the hero of the fucking day and hopefully get a run-in for the Nobel Peace Prize. That's all the hell this is. That's all this bullshit is. And of course, sign of Israel because, they bailed him out a few times. That's all it is. Trump is a pathological liar. This whole war was just a mess and a lie, just to stroke his own ego. That's all it was. So, back to this Hormuz. I just had to get that out of the way. And quite frankly, I'm sick of trying to explain people this fucking story. I feel like people don't listen seriously. Oh my gosh. Now, before we do that, I did create a politics and video intro. Please tell me what you guys think about it because, it's just some stuff that I literally just put together from PixArt. Normally, I put together my own AI. I literally type in what I want for my AI and I create it myself. But this time I was like, I'm going to use edit AIs and just put my face on it. These are AIs, ladies and gentlemen. These are not me. These are AI images. Just want to say that. But let me know what you guys think of this new intro that I'm trying to do for Politics and World News. Just, remember, STEM art is seriously on trial one. We don't know where it's going to end. We're trying to figure that out. So pretty soon you're not going to be seeing these live shows. And I'm not lying. Seriously, I haven't paid them. So I don't know how long they're going to keep allowing me to do this, but I am so grateful. Here it is right here. So what do you guys think? Please tell me in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. I want to feel like I'm sitting up here talking to myself, literally like how my thumbnail picture is. But please tell me what you think. Thank you. I was so surprised how close they got with my body. I was like, oh gosh, that was nice. I like it. My boobs are a bit bigger, but I was like, I like it. And thank you, King. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so the reporting, get back to Hormuz. I just want to get you a little insert of what I'm creating. I'm trying to create an intro for each topic, and I didn't create an intro for Hollywood because I told you kind of want to stray away from that. I'll probably replace the celeb talk with true crime. That's like some serious hot topics that's going viral and I have to talk about it, and I just put in a random topics, but I really don't want to talk about celebrities anymore. I really don't. I just don't. I don't feel, my spirit don't feel right when I talk about them. Because Kiki go nuts, and I know you guys like for me to be brutally honest, but I just feel bad when I finish talking about celebrities because I don't know these people. I'm just going by from what I hear and read. That's unless I write their book and I know a little bit personal information about them, then I get in depth like, Will and Jada or whoever, or the Carters. I know them. I read a lot of their books, and biographies that they did. So I know a lot about the Carters. Trust me, I do. So a lot of things I say about them are literally deeply researched and not alleged, but I have to say that for legal purposes. But yeah, I don't like talking about celebrities because I don't know them like that, except from the ones I just told you. Okay, so getting back to Hormuz. Now, the reporting shows that Trump publicly claimed the Strait of Hormuz was completely open, but the situation on ground was more complicated and did not fully match his framing. Are we freaking surprised or not? Okay, so this is where the confusion accusations of dishonesty come from. So I'm going to walk you through it a little bit, what the sources say and what everyone else is saying. We're going to get really deep into the bull crap that Trump said about the Strait of Hormuz. But the point of the matter is he fucking lied. Let's just point that out. He lied. Okay, it's no preconceived notions. He just fucking lied. Point blank, freaking simple. Okay. Now, this is all according to reports. Now, so what Iran actually said. Let's talk about that. What Iran actually said, okay? Because let's recap here, okay? Trump publicly stated, we're going to go here, publicly stated the Strait of Hormuz is completely open and ready for business and full passage. He also claimed Iran agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. These statements present the situation as fully resolved and unrestricted. So he was like, the Hormuz is open. Everyone can walk through. I am the hero. I saved the day. The stock market went crazy. Everybody was happy. The media was like, oh, yeah. He did something good for a change. And it's unlawful war. You get the truth. Iran was like, we didn't make any deal. I didn't agree to anything. I don't know what he's talking about. The Strait of Hormuz is still running the way it was. Trump lied. There was no deal. It was a ceasefire deal. But we know Israel never followed a ceasefire, ever. They always agree to a ceasefire and then blow up some shit. So Israel, y'all want to know the problem with this whole thing? Israel has been a thorn on the whole world side for a long time. It's not even the land of Israel anyway. It's a land that the Rothschild literally created. Israel is not even over there. It's a made-up land. That's not Israel. Yeah, so Guardians or whoever watching over Anunnaki, whoever, please note that's not the really land of Israel. And I would think you guys know. So Israel's a person. It's not a, whole nother subject. Anyway, so what Iran actually said, let's get in specifics here. So Iran, and I'm going to say Iran, and Iran. I'm going to say through all three, so just bear with me here. Okay, so Iran Foreign Minister Abbas, I think his name is Aragachi, announced, okay, this is what he announced. He said the Strait of Hormuz was completely open, meaning it was open the way it was. So don't get was completely open as if they closed it and they reneged the deal. No, pay attention. But only for the remaining period of the ceasefire, which is the deal they had originally. Okay. And ships must follow routes coordinated by Iran's port, which is the original deal. And pretty much maritime, or I can't even speak this today. Seriously, it's been a really long freaking week. Seriously, the week was crazy. Okay. Maritime organization. So maritime organization, whatever military lingo they use, I don't know. Okay. But he basically, to sum it up, Iranian state in the media later contradicted parts of this reporting that Trump put out, and only non-military vessels could pass, and only with permission from the IRGC Navy. And there was strange silence from Iran Top Security Council about the announcement. So even Iran's side wasn't unified, which means nothing's changed. The only agreement they had was a ceasefire. We already knew that already. But everything else pretty much remained the same. Only the selective few that they approve of can get through the Strait of Hormuz, which is here. That's it. Trump lied about the whole fucking thing. And we know Israel going to renege on the ceasefire because they always freaking do. They never keep any promises. Okay, so what did the U.S. actually do? Okay, well, despite Trump saying the strait was completely open, the U.S. kept its naval blockade in place. So that's another reason they didn't agree to it, because he didn't agree to remove the blockade. So why should they agree to any goddamn deal? Okay, so the blockade prevented Iranian oil tankers from using the strait, which is this. They couldn't get through. Okay. Trump said he would not lift it until a full nuclear agreement was reached, which means they reached a nuclear agreement that was already implemented and he put his name on it. That's all it is. It's about an agreement. He dismantled the agreement from Obama. He wanted to be just literally dismantled, caused the fucking war, killed thousands of fucking people just so he could put his name on it. Selfish and sick as hell. That's all the hell this is. Again, let me repeat what Trump said. Trump said he would not lift it until a nuclear agreement was reached. It was already a nuclear agreement. He dismantled it with this war. He emphasized the blockade will remain in full force until the deal is 100% complete. So it's, even though they agreed to ceasefire, I'm sure Iranians were okay with the ceasefire and everything is great, or just 86 this thing in general, or just do the ceasefire and then open up the Strait of Hormuz during a ceasefire until they can come up with some reasonable agreement about this war. But Trump is like, no, it's not even about the war. Him not removing the blockade confirms it wasn't about the war. It literally proven everything I just said. It's about the nuclear agreement that he dismantled that Obama had, and he want to put his name on it. It's not about the war. It's not about the blockade. It's about him erasing everything Obama did and put his name on it. Hence the big, beautiful bill, getting rid of the Affordable Care Act. Everything that Trump did was literally to erase all of Obama's progress and all his successes. This is personal. This is pure unadulterated fucking jealousy. And he's jealous of Obama and he's jealous of fucking Biden. I hate to say that to you, MAGAs, but the proof is in the pudding. Okay, let's be realistic here. Okay, just saying. So, what this means, it means the strait was not fully open in the way Trump applied. Commercial ships could pass, which means ships that they agree on, but Iranian ships could not. Okay? That's a major caveat. And that is the blockade that Trump put up. He said here, only commercial ships, but Iranian, only the ships they can get through the Hormuz is the ships they agreed to. But Trump and his blockade is saying, no, I'm still going to put a blockade and only ships I say can go through. So Trump is creating enemies with their allies now because of personal reasons, not safety reasons from our American citizens or the citizens of the allies. No, these are for personal reasons. So, and therefore, that should pretty much, I don't know, label him as a genocidal maniac because he did this for pure personal reasons. He committed genocide, him and Netanyahu and all the rest of them sickos. Yeah, that's what the fuck they did. So, what the reporting suggests about Trump's statement? Let me just say here. Okay, based on the sources, Trump's statement was technically true in one sense. Commercial vessels were allowed to pass under the ceasefire agreement because he put the blockade up there. That's the only thing I'm sure. Yes, because the blockade was there. Iranian ships were still blocked because he put the blockade there. Iran's own internal messaging was inconsistent because, you know, he kind of blew up their whole little infrastructure down there. Okay. And the openness was temporary and conditional. The situation was not fully resolved. It wasn't, because Trump is trying to be a bully and say, you either put this nuclear deal that you did with Obama back together and just put my name on it, or I'm going to consistently cause you freaking hell because I just want to do that. It has nothing to do with peace. I just want my name on the deal. I don't want Obama's name on it. Iran, like, okay, I'm not doing that. You already done blew up half of my fucking town anyway. I'm not going to put your shit together to stroke your fucking ego. If I'm around, I'm like, kiss my ass. Fuck that. So in reality, okay, it was more limited, conditional, and politically complicated, you know, than what he suggested. Let's be realistic here. So that's why my analysis and observers questioned the accuracy of his claim, because Iranian they haven't done or said anything differently than what they originally did or said or done. Trump is the one adding adlibs and adjectives and actions to it that didn't even freaking exist. That is just the facts. You know, I'm just going to put it up there. Okay. You know, let me go back. Let's go back. So why does this matter? Well, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategically important waterways in the world, believe it or not, carrying about only 20% of the global oil, not ours. Not ours. So any statement about it being open or closed has market impact, geopolitical impact, military implications, diplomatic consequences. This is why accuracy matters so much, because if we don't have accuracy, we can't deliver the right news to our oil suppliers, and we don't need their oil suppliers, but we can't deliver to our allies, and our allies are already pissed off at us already, and they're just counting the days before freaking Trump croak. But you get the gist. But anyway, so the summary of this whole thing is Trump said the Strait of Hormuz was completely open. He lied. But according to reporting, the U.S. blockade remained in place, hence because he's saying, you know, I'm not going to remove the blockade, damn the ceasefire, until you put this nuclear deal and just put my name on it. He's not going to blatantly say that, but that's literally what the fuck he's trying to do. He's been a bull, and I won't even do it. I don't give a fuck what he does. Now, Iranian ships were still, matter of fact, I'll expose the fact that's what he's doing. I'm surprised Iran hasn't done that already. I mean, I guess they're trying to respect Obama and not put a bigger target on his head. I'm assuming that's why they haven't exposed him about the Obama thing, because they exposed him about everything else, Epstein, the bloody mess they're doing down there, except for that deal. So I think they're trying to spare Obama the attention, I bet, which is very nice of them. But come on now. At this point, we don't give two shits about how much you expose Trump. Expose away. Matter of fact, go dark. Go dark, go deep, go straight down a rabbit hole, all the way down, seeking to the bottom of the pits of that fucking rabbit hole. You understand what I'm saying here? Okay, thank you. Hello. So Iranian ships were still blocked. Iran's own messages was inconsistent. The opening was tied to a temporary ceasefire. The situation was not fully restored to pre-war conditions. So while Trump's statements was fabricated out of thin air, which it was, it did not reflect the full reality of the situation that's described by U.S., Iranians, and international source, which means he lied about every goddamn thing. Let's go ahead and just point that out. He lied, he fucking lied. Point blank, freaking simple. Yes, Kiki is definitely out. You're the only one who's talking. A lot of people say they can't comment. When they do comment, their computer messes up. That's what I'm hearing. All right, let's move on to Eric Swalwell, who is just, I don't even know what to say about this man. I'm going to be real with you. So this is a really heavily reported and confirmed across multiple outlets. So this is definitely confirmed. Okay, this is what the article say about Eric Swalwell. Eric Swalwell resigned from Congress after public embarrassment of multiple sexual assault allegations had surfaced. Now, the allegations included a former aide accusing him of 2 assaults, 3 additional women accusing him of separate sexual assault incidents. I guess they feel liberated to talk about it now versus all the other successes he had, like in Congress, but whole other subject. Anyway, another woman called Lana Drews accusing him of drugging and raping her. I think that's the lady I showed you guys the other day. Swalwell denies this, of course. He denied the allegations, admitted to unspecified mistakes in judgment. And Kash Patel as FBI, this is where it gets really crazy. Kash Patel as FBI director publicly invited Swalwell to sit down with the FBI and share information, but he don't care about what happened. He just wanted to get a little, scotch talk, scotch and cigar talk. I mean, this is what Kash Patel, who's supposed to be the leader of our FBI, who has not done a damn thing since he got up there. Hell. Okay, here's what went on with these two in their little scotch talk. You know what I mean? Here's what has been reported here. Okay. Kash Patel as FBI director, the alcoholic drunk who is terrible at his job and should be fired and prosecuted for being a lot of things, publicly invited Swalwell to sit down with the FBI and share information. Sure. On behalf of Trump. Get this. Polymarket opened a prediction market on whether Swalwell will be arrested by May 31st. The odds dropped from 46 to 14. So it dropped from 46% to 14% within 24 hours. But get this. Let's go back to Eric Swalwell and the Kash Patel scotch talk with the FBI. So they have scotch and cigars. I don't know if they have scotch and cigars. I'm just creating a scene. Seriously. So they have scotch and cigars. And Kash Patel, the little short munchkin, he was like, hey, what really went on? I mean, what's up? What went on, Eric? I mean, seriously, just tell us the truth. We'll protect you. What happened with these girls, dude? I mean, just tell us. What's up, dog? I'm sure they didn't talk like that, but I'm just saying. Eric Swalwell, like, nothing. They're lying. It's nothing. I mean, he's not an idiot, okay? He's not stupid. He does have education, despite these allegations. He's not, our VP or the president, for that matter, or Kash Patel. I mean, the man is not dumb. Eric Swalwell is not dumb. So he's like, nothing. Nothing happened. I don't know what you want me to say. Really? Oh, I see. They tried to pin it on him. He was not having. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. These allegations are false. I'll step down because I want people focusing on me because we are in the middle of an election and war, apparently. Okay. And our freedom. So don't try to put this off on me, and don't try to put distractions, on me so people can distract from the poorly job you're doing. I'm sure that's what Eric Swalwell pretty much said. I mean, he's not a fucking idiot. So he was like, nothing. And that was it. Even though Kash Patel has other things he should be worrying about, but he's all in Eric Swalwell business. You know what? That's a whole nother subject. Okay. Getting back to everything else that I was saying. So Kash Patel, okay, and well, mainly here's the thing here. Okay. Everyone, this is just the Republicans and Democrats too, they put up a poll asking, will Eric Swalwell get arrested? It was at 46%, now it's 14%, because considering us people who want justice don't care if he's a Democrat or Republican, libertarian, independent, who gives a damn, we want justice. So it's like, I don't know, considering he was a Democrat, justice more than likely would be, sought out, versus if he was Republican, then it probably nothing will happen, because we still have pedophiles and rapists still running our fucking government, and nothing is happening to them, and no one's putting pressure on them, but they're all in Eric Swalwell's goddamn business. So a close colleague, Senator Ruben Gallego, and Swalwell betrayed his trust, apparently. So additional reporting from another outlet says Patel again invited Swalwell to speak with the FBI after his resignation. So he called him again to get more information. He didn't get any information, but he damn sure tried. Patel focuses on the wrong goddamn thing. Okay? Apparently, they're trying to use Swalwell as a distraction from their own mess. But Swalwell is not buying it, which is why he resigned, and he put his resignation later out in the open, because he know what they were going to do. He's like, you're not going to be using me as a distraction. No, I'm not doing that. I'm done. I'm good. Just leave me alone and focus on yourselves. But they want him as a distraction badly, which makes you question all these allegations. You know what I mean? Because they have people in their own party they should be investigating, but they're on Eric Swalwell's business, which is very, very, very sketch. So, just to separate ethics and criminal probes, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what happened in summary. Okay, Swalwell resigned after multiple sexual misconduct allegations surfaced. Several women have came forward with these claims, even though they had several times to do this, but whatever. Anyway, he denies the allegations, but acknowledges mistakes in judgment. FBI Director Kash Patel publicly invited him to speak with the Bureau. Didn't work. Ethics and criminal investigations are ongoing. No charges have been really filed because there's no imperative proof that he even knew these women, except for some text messages that you can literally make yourself. Anyway, and you can contrast that with whatever. Okay, so no reporting exists about Kash Patel being a drunk. Well, there's no official reporting, but I did find some reportings that Kash Patel was actually drunk, and we're going to talk about that later on, seriously. So we're going to definitely dive deep into that. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and talk about that right now. Okay, so the story about Kash Patel, while, booze binges. Let's talk about that. Now, allegations from unnamed former officials who claim that Kash Patel engaged in freaking heavy drinking, boozy nights out, behavior they consider unprofessional. These claims come from people described as former Trump administration officials, individuals who work with Patel in national security roles, and the article frames these accounts as their allegations, not verified facts. So it also states that some officials reportedly felt Patel's behavior made him unreliable. Okay. Others said they were frustrated about what they viewed as chaotic and unserious conduct. The article also includes Patel's denial, where he calls the allegations false and politically motivated. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to understand. They saying this man is literally a drunken mess. He comes to work hungover or just drunk in general, and sometimes he don't even come to work. They have to go to his fucking place. One time they had to break down the door and drag him out of bed because he literally drunk himself into a drunken, comatose, so to speak. He was knocked the fuck out. So they had to pull him out of bed. And then when he gets to work, he's freaking all paranoid. He don't know what this is. He don't know how to get on his computer. He's all discombobulated and all over the fucking place. Like, did he fire me? Did he fire me? What the hell's going on? He's tripping. And this is the man who's supposed to be the head of our FBI. And he's going on drunken binges and acting like a freaking psychopath. You can tell you why he's acting like a psychopath? Let me tell you why he's drinking. Because he sees all of the dirt. Imagine having all this dirt, all the blood in your hands. You see that shit. You see the files. You see the autopsy photos. You see the reports. He's direct the FBI. He knows all of it. But he's having to keep it a secret. So what he does, he go on a drunken booze binge. Maybe I just get drunk and just knock the fuck out and numb my feelings. Numb the voices in my head and my conscience of, oh my gosh, I'm literally protecting criminals. Because I think at the end of the day, Kash Patel actually have a conscience, which is why he's drinking himself into a fucking oblivion. He has his own little dark secrets, but he also knows everyone else's dark secrets. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're currently at with Kash Patel. He is on the verge of breaking, and I hope it's very public. Straight up. I hope it's very public. Oh, yeah. He's seen the autopsy photos. He heard and heard the reports. And that's why he's drinking himself into oblivion. He know he's covering up criminals. And if he have any sense in his fucking brain, he will just spill all the tea. I would rather clear my conscience and then drink myself into oblivion while I start having alcohol poisoning and having all these freaking health issues. I mean, if you're going to drink yourself to death, just go ahead and do it. The hell you waiting up for? You just slowing it up. Shit. That's what he's doing. I'm just saying. Okay. Now, with that said, here is some more information I want you guys to know. Netanyahu, who needs to be seriously going to prison forever because he is a genocidal maniac. We're going to also hear my boy, Rational Boom, who I'm a huge fan of. He's going to break down what happened with Kash Patel. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the crazy binge that Trump did later on Truth Social. He is losing it. He is literally showing signs of dementia. Did you notice MF was literally up all night texting and posting all night? Random crazy shit. Our president of the United States was up all night posting and acting like a crazy person. Literally, but he said he's acting like that. It's not really true. Bullshit. We are freaking screwed. And if the Congress or Senator or Mike Johnson, who got some serious freaking issues, you know what, my next live show, if I can still get on here, I'm going to break down Mike Johnson, because Mike Johnson is, he's going to, you know what, Mike Johnson is my new target. Okay? We already know the Bondi was. She's gone now. Now it's time for me to put dead daggers on Mike Johnson. I'm going to break you down, dude. I'm going to troll the fuck out of Mike Johnson, because he has stopped a lot of progress, and I still think he forged those signatures for the big, beautiful bill. Well, you know what, Mike Johnson, I'm coming for you. All right, so here's Netanyahu. We're going to talk about his genocidal ass and other stuff. So here we go, you guys.
Jeffrey Epstein sold access to the bodies of little boys and little girls to politicians, to corporate leaders, and then he documented the acts that they committed so that foreign intelligence services could gain control over these politicians and corporate leaders in the U.S. And this is the world that the Israeli intelligence services fostered, contributed to, and took advantage of. Donald Trump's 10-year friendship with Epstein means that when Benjamin Netanyahu decided he wanted to attack Iran, Netanyahu didn't ask Donald Trump to join Israel's war against Iran. He ordered Donald Trump to join. Every decision Donald Trump makes about this deeply unpopular war will likely be based on orders from Netanyahu. Do you want to know what kind of nation Israel is? Israel intelligence services engaged Jeffrey Epstein to blackmail powerful people via the rape and murder of small children. And it is not possible that Israel was not intimately aware of each and every savage act, because detailed video and other forms of evidence were exactly the products that they paid Jeffrey Epstein to supply to them. So here's the bottom line. Release the Epstein files, because it is a national security issue. We need to understand exactly who in our federal government, in the Republican Party, in the Democratic Party, have been compromised by the Epstein class and by foreign intelligence services like that of Israel.
Donald Trump and the Republicans always espouse the fact that they support our military. Pete Hegseth continues to tell us that we have the strongest military in world history, that we do everything we can to make our war fighters strong. But now we're getting information about how these war fighters are being treated, the ones over in the Middle East on the ships and such. Apparently there's a shortage of food, and what food is there looks absolutely horrible. You may have seen the videos. You've got this little piece of meat and just stuff you can't even fucking identify. It's not only not good food, it's not healthy food, it's not unspoiled fresh food, it's spoiled fucking food. And that's what we're giving these people in our military to go out and fight a war. How in the world do you have a strong war fighter, as they say, if you can't even fucking feed them? And it's not just food, it's toiletries and all kinds of things. There's a shortage of things on these ships that these military personnel need, and they don't have. And apparently there's been no effort by the Trump administration to help them out. See, this is what they are. They want what they want, and they don't care what anybody else needs. They don't understand in order to foot a military, you've got to feed them, you've got to pay them, you've got to treat them with respect. I mean, Donald Trump is known for calling people who've died in war suckers. And apparently he thinks the ones on the boats in the Middle East right now are suckers too, because he doesn't have to take care of them properly. They keep telling us how they support the military. And now we're seeing videos and pictures and such of just what they're doing to support the military. And quite frankly, they're not. They're not supporting anybody but their own fucking agenda.
Facts. Okay, I want to show you guys the other video I was telling you about. I forgot to tell you, I wanted to tell you about that as well. But let me show you the other video I was talking about as well, okay? Yeah, because this video, he tells you literally what happened with Kash Patel and his drunken binges-ness. And he's supposed to be our leader for FBI, and he's going on drunken binges. I mean, seriously? They need to take this seriously. They need to seriously get rid of him because this is ridiculous. I can't believe. Oh, gosh. Trump needs to be seriously disbarred and thrown in jail. I'm going to be real with you. He is an embarrassment. But here we go. Let me see which video it is, though. Yeah, let's see here.
We all know that Pete Hegseth has a little trouble with drink.
Hold on.
We all know that Pete Hegseth has a little trouble with drinking. He drinks too much. We all know that Pete Hegseth has a little trouble with drinking. He drinks too much, too often, and he acts like an idiot. But did you know his frat brother, his frat boy brother, Kash Patel, has a similar problem? I didn't know that, but it kind of explains why his eyes are the way they are. Yeah, Kash drinks too much, and he does it pretty frequently. He gets so drunk that on one occasion, the FBI We all know that Pete Hegseth has a little trouble with drinking. He drinks too much, too often, and he acts like an idiot. But did you know his frat brother, his frat boy brother, Kash Patel, has a similar problem? I didn't know that, but it kind of explains why his eyes are the way they are. Yeah, Kash drinks too much, and he does it pretty frequently. He gets so drunk that on one occasion, the FBI was trying to get in touch with him because he's the FBI director, and they couldn't wake him up. They pounded on the door. They yelled. They called. They tried everything. They couldn't wake up Kash Patel because he was in a drunken stupor, a drunken coma. Couldn't wake him up. So what to do? So they went and got an FBI battering ram and knocked down the hotel door so they can get in and wake his sorry ass up. That is the director of the FBI. That is the man in charge of our security in this country, dealing with criminals. And he's too drunk to even recognize the knock on a door. And then you've got Pete Hegseth, who's usually drunk, and he's handling something, just our country's defense. These people not only were nominated by Donald Trump, but they were confirmed by Congress. Sounds like we got a lot of problems with people picking out good candidates for important jobs in this country. So Kash Patel is a drunken dumb fuck. Pete Hegseth is a drunken dumb fuck. Much of the other ones are just dumb fucks. But we've got a rough crowd to deal with in the Trump administration. How long is Kash Patel going to last after something like this? Donald Trump hates being embarrassed, and this is obviously a little embarrassing. You need a battering ram to wake your ass up. Fucking Kash Patel. He's such comic relief because he's so goofy looking and says some of the stupidest shit. We all know that Pete Hegseth has a little trouble with drinking.
Yeah, told you. Just want you guys to see that. Yeah, and he's supposed to be the director of FBI. This is the man who's supposed to be fighting for justice for us. He's going on drunky binge. I'm telling you the reason why Kash Patel is going on drunky binge is because of what he sees now. And it's haunting him. I mean, I don't even know how he can even stay quiet with all this. I'm sorry, I would have to have a clear conscience. I'd rather have a clear conscience and get threats from these son of a bitches than, just trying to drink to try to quiet my conscience. I mean, who does that? Hell yeah, they are. Definitely. Okay, here's another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need MAGA to do me a favor and explain to me what this is that Donald Trump just posted on his Truth Social last night. I don't know if this is in reference to a movie that I haven't seen. I'm not sure what's going on here, but if somebody could let me know, because the president of the United States is posting this stuff. Anyways, that's the news. You can follow for more.
Yes, our president literally said he shot Kosh. What the fuck he said? Our president is making AI videos trolling people. They need to stop giving this man leeway. And Mike Johnson's supposed to be this religious nut. He's not acting like a religious nut. He's acting like a crazy psychopath. He's supposed to be religious. You're not a religious. You're acting like a genocidal, evil ass maniac. Then again, I guess that's his religious because that's how they act in the Bible. So never mind that idea. All right, so here are some other random topics here. Okay, so random topics here. All right. Unfortunately, tragedy struck in Louisiana. Okay. As police report that 8 children have been killed in a mass shooting, with the suspect also found dead. Authorities are still investigating what led up to this heartbreaking event. And the community is in shock, mourning the terrible loss of young, beautiful lives. Law enforcement is working to provide answers and support for the families and residents affected by this senseless violence is also affected. Now, this incident serves as a painful reminder of the urgent need to address gun violence and protect our communities. Now, remember before our psycho-genocidal, pedophile, rapist, trafficking SOB in the White House and his little homeboy buddies, right, including Mike Johnson, supposed to be religious, but I guess he is acting religious because they act crazy. Anyway, Obama and Biden, especially Obama, he implemented a very strategic and very strict gun law, doing background checks and use integrity, pretty much, if you're going to sell your guns. The mass shooting declined seriously simultaneously. I mean, it was declining. Okay, we didn't get a lot of reports of mass shootings for a while. Okay. Soon as Trump came in office, he dismantled it because he don't like Obama. He dismantled that freaking rule altogether. Mass shooting went up. It carried on to Biden administration. He tried to implement it, but he kept getting roadblocks and things of that nature. And now we're still in limbo with the gun laws and things of that nature. People, I don't know how the hell they get AK-47s and stuff. Teenagers and young adults beyond freaking me. Okay, so this is currently where we're at. Okay, people are running around here with all of this power and weapons to kill someone, and they're rightful law to do that. Unfortunately, you got ICE members raping babies in some legal detention, and Trump is not saying anything. He's not even giving any rules restrictions because he's one. I mean, he probably want to go there himself if he had the chance. Probably take Mike Johnson with him. Just saying. With that said, and then we have this federal fight here. Trump faces with the senator who says he has nothing to lose. There's a major showdown happening in Washington as President Trump tries to get his pick for the Federal Reserve approved, but he's running into a strong resistance from a senator who has nothing to lose. Now, this senator is standing firm, challenging Trump's choice and raising tough questions about the future of America's economy. The battle is intense, with both sides refusing to back down, and the outcome could have big consequences for the country's financial direction. Okay, everyone's watching to see who will come out on top in this high-stakes fight over the nation's money and leadership. Remember, Trump trying to put all his criminals in each corner so he can rule everything: the Federal Reserve, Congress, House. Okay, all top areas. He's trying to put all his criminals, puppets, and stupid people. That way he can run his big criminal gangster operating ring and pedophile ring, trafficking ring. He got ICE members to do that with legal authority, and no one can stop him to do anything. So he can run his whole criminal infrastructure, steal our tax money, traffic kids, pocket the money, act like a psychopath, and not get in trouble for it and hold no consequences at all. He went in a criminal, serious infrastructure and a ring right before our eyes. And if no one sees that, you guys are stupid, because that's literally what he's doing. All right. Now, here are some more random videos. Now, I told you guys that I was going to do some Lego videos. And here are the Lego videos right here. I told you I was going to do that. So enjoy.
20 minutes, 7,990 lots, $760 million. Someone knew something. Who's on the phone, Dunny? Who's on the phone? 20 minutes before the tweet, the shorts were placed. 799 lots, that's the winning taste. 770 million betting on the down. Someone had the news before it hit the town. Troll, insider trading? Nah, just a lucky guess. Brent crude was falling 11% down. Portfolios pumping in the golden crown. Who called the play? Who made the call? Same pattern every time. The writing's on the wall. 20 minutes before the tweet, the shorts were placed. 799, that's the winning takes. Payback. Florida says, give the money back. Soldiers starving in the sand, that's the real attack. March 23, 500 million short. 50 minutes later, Trump changed the sport. April 7, 950 more. Another short position walking through the door. Coincidence 3 times. Come on, man. Now Florida's candidate screaming on the floor. Give our money back, every single law. 385 million sent across the sea. War criminal, baby, that's not chivalry. 20 minutes before the tweet, the shorts were placed. 799, that's the winning taste. Payback. Florida says, give the money back. Soldiers starving in the sand, that's the real attack. Independent, drop the truth. Troops are going hungry. Food packages from families stuck and blowing hungry. Mail stop to the zone, boxes in the line. Soldiers asking Congress, why are we in this crime? They sent care packages, but the packages never arrived. Morale hitting bottom in the desert heat. Eating rations weekly, admitting defeat. While the shorts are making millions on the crude. Tell me who's the enemy, tell me who's the rule. Same account, same time, and every single time Trump tweets the news, the shorts commit the crime. Crypto recorded patterns plain to see. 3rd time's the charm. Who's paying the fee? Someone's getting a Christmas card from Mar-a-Lago. 7 million reasons to question the game. When the man who starts the war gets the winning frame. Florid wants payback, baby, give the cooling. But the shorts already cashed up, nothing left to join. 20 minutes, tween time. Same pattern, return to the same pattern. 799, 760 million. 20 minutes before the tweet, the shorts were placed. 799, that's the winning taste. Payback. Florida says, give the money back. Soldiers starving in the sand, that's the real attack. 20 minutes. That's all it takes. 760 million reasons to investigate. But the Senate won't ask. The seat won't look. Because the man who signed the check wrote the book. Someone knew something! Someone always knows! Baby, where's my cut? Pete, cut the act. You're a fake knight in a plastic suit. I'm a warrior! I read the holy lines, baby! Why is Samuel L. Jackson on my screen? Fake Bible in your hand, dark secrets in your head, dirty laundry on your desk. Pete pegs if you're a myth. Holy coffee, you're a filth. Tattooed crossbreed, you're a liar. Soul is cold like a dead fire. Pulp Fiction lines, you call it prayer. Fake crusader in the fox chair. Paid the girl to keep the secret. Now the world makes you regret it. Jerusalem ink on the skin of a snake. Every single vow is a total fake Bible in your head. Dark secrets in your head. Dirty laundry on your desk. Pete X if you're a myth. Holy coffee, you're a filth. Firing no boy, you are thin. With that face, you never Win. National Guard kicked out the ink. Your whole career is about to sink. BB's puppet on a gold chain. TV actor with a small brain. Pentagon walls are closing in. Time to pay for every sin. Fake Bible in your hand. Dark secrets in your head. Dirty laundry on your desk. Deep exit, you're a myth. Holy cough here, you're a fit. The movie's over. No more scripts. No more NDAs. Wait! I didn't get my Oscar! Baby! Is my Jerusalem cross still glowing? Help me! Action! Baby! Impeach, disgrace, defeated.
Analyzing the glyphs. Caution, structure ahead. Readings are off the charts.
Keep your rod steady. The readings are off the charts.
There's something ahead. I'm picking up significant energy readings.
The glyphs are reactivated.
Let's move cautiously. Look at that structure ahead.
It's massive. I've never seen anything like it. It goes on forever. The temperature is dropping fast. We need to check those readings again. I can barely see beyond our lights.
I can barely see.
Be careful, the ice is unstable.
It's colder than I thought.
Stay close to the wall.
There's something ahead. By the stars. Look at the size of it.
It's frozen solid.
And breathing. Analyzing the glyphs.
What are they telling us with this whole Antarctica? Hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone. What are they saying with this? What the hell? What is this? They are exposing so much stuff. What is in Antarctica? You know, we know what's in Antarctica. You know, frozen giants. We get it. So they hiding frozen giants evidence in Antarctica. Of course they are. I mean, are we surprised by that? No, we're not surprised by that. Okay, you know what? Let's move on. All right, so let's talk about true crime here. I don't want the show to be too long here. Oh, and I do have a intro for true crime. I want you guys to check it out. Let me know what you think. Huh? What do you guys think? Huh? Nice, right? It's AI. I'm not stealing anything from a story, guys. I'm not a thief. But I thought that was very interesting. Anyway, so now let's talk about the true crime. Okay, here's what we have so far. A lot of this stuff you already know already. The latest development in Ashlee Jenae's case. Okay, her family has publicly rejected the suicide ruling. Ashlee parents have now stated earlier that they do not accept the official explanation that she died by suicide. They are pushing for a full independent inquiry and are actively seeking answers. They've also emphasized that any information not released directly by the family should be treated as as unverified while the investigations continue. Now, Joe McCann is still being questioned, but remains a witness, not a suspect. Authorities in Zanzibar have, quote, confiscated his passport, required him to remain in the country, continue questioning him as a witness only, stated they are not pursuing legal action against him at this time. No charges have been filed, but he's still retained for questioning. Okay. Now, here's where the conflicting and all of that stuff is coming into play. Okay, conflicting timelines remains a major red flag for the family. Ashlee family here, and this is crazy important. Okay, Ashlee family. Okay, says Joe waited 11 hours before contacting them. I said that in my last live show about her. He downplayed the situation as if she was on, like she was okay, but she's okay. His account conflicts with the unknown timeline of events. This is one of the biggest reasons why the family is pushing back. Now, the couple had a major fight before her death. We kind of, already did that, all right? We already kind of proven that. They had a huge fight. Multiple sources confirmed the hotel staff separated them into different rooms after their message dispute. So that did happen. Ashlee called her family the day before her death to tell them about the argument. So that's a fact. She was found unresponsive shortly after, although the time frame when it happened is still being debated. Okay. Now, official cause of death listed in Tanzanian authorities. Our authorities have stated they're probably going to say it's this because they don't want to jeopardize or cause some kind of scare tactic amongst their guests in their resort. So they're going to say it's suicide instead of murder because they don't want people to be freaked out. Like, you got people down here killing people. You know what I mean? So I understand that, but I think it's immorally and, not right for them to lie about how she died. But I got a feeling that's why they're lying. Okay. All right. So, but they're saying down there, they believe she died by suicide, even though there's no motive to do this. And the medical documentation lists cerebral hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation, which means her air supply was literally cut off. Okay. However, the family strongly disputes this, as we know. Now, the family has launched a GoFundMe to pursue answers. They have created so far they got over $50,000 that has been pretty much raised so far to cover the travel to Tanzania, legal support, investigative costs, and some kind of repatriation expenses like, them going there, flight, all the stuff you need to travel from here across the goddamn world. Okay. All right. So they are preparing to go to Tanzania themselves. Right? They're going to go themselves. And I'm assuming her husband is going to probably go more than likely. I'm not sure if the kid's going to go unless they get relatives to do it. And of course, her father and his wife, because they're not together. They have separate spouses now, from what I'm hearing. Okay. So social media pressure is intensifying. Friends and public figures have posted that Ashlee would never commit suicide because there's no motive for her to do this. I mean, she was living it up with the dream and a fictitious beautiful love life, but she liked the luxury living of it. And I don't care what people say she did. Okay. They want justice. They believe the circumstances are suspicious. Okay. This has amplified public scrutiny of Joe McCann. Now, Joe McCann online behavior is raising eyebrows. Okay. According to reporting, he allegedly removed Ashlee from his profile. Like shortly after she died or whatever, he removed her. Like, she's dead to her. I'm sorry to him. He don't care anymore. Which is suspicious considering he claimed he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. You know what I mean? Motive, any reason. He's acting like it. I'm just saying. You need any more proof? Just being honest here. So he allegedly removed Ashlee from his profile. He began posting about AI shortly after her death. Like, who cares? And people online are questioning his background and business history, considering I heard that his business was pretty much going under and he owed a lot of money, and then he started another business, so he technically didn't have any money. But these are all rumors. They're not proven facts, to say. Okay. These details are fueling public suspicions, though none of this have been officially investigated or proven. Just want to point that out. But a lot of sources are saying that he wasn't as rich as he was, so he probably was just living off credit at the moment. You know what I mean? He probably was living off credit. Judging from what I'm seeing and discovering, I think he was living off credit. Okay. Okay. And then it's the Joe Budden. Joe Budden says he and Ashlee were close. It has been reported Joe Budden claims that he and Ashlee were close, and he says that, she was close to McCann kids and his ex-wife. I don't believe that at all. My sources, my gift is telling me she lied to him about taking his ex-wife kids to school. Just to say, or I don't know. Some people lie. I think she lied to him, say, I'm taking my stepkids to school. I think she just said that to get off the phone or just to validate her relationship with Joe McCann, because it's evidentiary that she lied about the status of the relationship. So why not lie to your friends to make it seem like everything was beautifully bleak? You're having this wonderful relationship and you're taking his ex-wife kids to school. Like, why would his ex-wife agree to that? I'm sorry. No. I think she lied about that to Joe Budden. Now I said Joe Budden is lying, but I think she lied to him about being that close to his kids, because my gift is telling me she lied about that. Okay. All right. So here is the video about that particular source of Joe Budden claiming that she said she was taking the stepkids to school and everything else she probably said to him. He's going to say it, and we're going to hear it right now. Okay. And then we're going to hear with Simone Bella, the famous psychic lady, give her visions on what happened or what she feel that happened. I haven't done a tarot reading primarily because I'm not getting paid for that damn channel. And to do a tarot reading, it takes a lot of energy for me. And I'm using my body, my mind to give people this kind of solution, or I don't know, something to look forward to. But someone else is benefiting from my work. And I'm quite frankly sick of it. I'm sick of posting on this. So soon StreamYard say I can't post on their thing anymore and I can't use their software anymore. I'm not going live anymore on here. I'm going on live on Patreon. And I want to go live. I don't know why I'm going live on here anyway. I'm not getting paid for anything. I'm not getting paid for this channel. Since I'm broke. Well, I'm not broke, but I'm just saying I'm not getting paid for this channel. But here is the video of Joe Budden explaining what everything that was happening.
Her energy was just infectious. Accepting of her. She was a great wing woman. Her energy was just infectious. She was accepting of her. She was a great wing woman. I ain't gonna hold you. Ashlee was a foodie. Ashlee liked to shop. Ashlee was an R&B head. She was the home girl that your girlfriend would be aware of, and it was cool for y'all to just run to the R&B concert or run to the R&B party, hop on a flight. I think we went to the Tank concert in DC. When we went to the club afterward, that was the day that they had the dead nigga in the club.
Oh shit.
Remember they had the dead nigga in the club and propped up in DC? Yeah. Me and Ashlee went to that club. As soon as they took him out of there, boy, it was a smell in that motherfucker. We had a time in there. And she was making jokes because as popular as she was, as soon as I stepped in, the promoters were offering me bottles and shit. She got us in the club, mind you. Wow. She got us in the club, but then the promoters started offering me bottles and all this shit. She got us in the club, but then the promoters started offering me bottles and all this shit. And then the fucking girls was hollering at me and guys was hollering at her. And we just had a time in there. Ashlee would send you the new B song that you had never heard. She was just great. She was great. She touched a lot of us. She impacted a lot of us. She was a sweetheart.
He could be Libra too, because Libras are often violent. Don't get mad at me, Libras. It's afflicted Libras. So I will not generalize on saying all Libras, but when there's an affliction to the sign, this is what we're talking about happening in this particular instance. But I wanted to pick up on the energy of what actually happened. So here I go. I'm going to go into it. The first thing I get from the boyfriend, because I'm trying to see what happened around this. The first thing I get is he lied to Ashlee about his age. Whatever age he is, he did not tell her that age. He made it a couple of years younger. He's deceptive from the beginning. The conversation is deceptive. The initial meeting.
Did not say that. Did not say he lied about his age. I said I was getting that he was like 51 or close to 50. Did not say that. You remember, her and I have the same gift. She's just more famous than me. You know what I mean? But did not say that. Give a girl her props.
Introduction of coincidence, meaning about his age. Whatever age he is, he did not tell her that age. He made it a couple of years younger. He's deceptive from the beginning. The conversation is deceptive. The initial meeting between the two was set up as an introduction of coincidence, meaning he asked somebody to put him in proximity with her in order to introduce them. So there is a targeted focus from his energy to her energy to get to know her. Is this bad? No, I'm assuming the male species is going to go after something that they find visually attractive, physically attractive, all of those things. And that's exactly what happened. But he didn't present himself truthfully to begin with. So at this point in our society in 2026, I think it behooves everybody to basically get a private investigator to run the background on somebody so you can find out their financials, their physicals, their if they're married, if they're not married, if they have kids, if they don't, if they owe money, if they don't, if they have bankruptcies, if they have criminal cases against them, if they're wife beaters. And this goes for men dating women as well. I think it's imperative because this guy had such a mask on him, meaning he didn't present himself. He didn't tell her the truth about his age initially. He was a liar by concept in order to get what he wanted. So in order to get what he wants, he's got to say this in order to be heard.
I told you guys. I told you. And thank you so much, King. Yes, I know someone else is taking my money. I'm just trying to figure out who is doing it. Seriously, they will pay. You said I don't believe Joe because he's not known for being honest, a good person, or fair. Some people might say he's. I've heard that too. I'm getting conflicting stories too, Venti, and thank you for joining the conversation. I'm getting conflicting stories too. I don't know. I haven't really tapped into my gift. You know what I mean? But her and I have the same gift. But yes, I agree with her 100%. I would love to brainstorm with Simone, seriously, but no story. Anyway, so that is what I have. Joe Budden is claiming that Ashlee was this very beautiful spirit. I'm not saying she was, and she wasn't this gold digger. People are saying, although evidence speaks otherwise. You can be all about your money and not be a horrible person. You know, you can also live on another cloud and not see the reality and the red flags that her Joe Bacan was showing. If you look at her social media page, people were warning her about this man. Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull up her page. Let's go ahead and pull up her page right quick. Yeah, I'm going to pull up her page. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me just get it ready here. My daughter actually brought it to my attention. Like, she got several warnings in her comment section about this boy, and she chose to ignore all of it because all she saw was the luxury items, you know, having mixed kids like her mom, you know, which she said she wanted mixed kids and stuff. And that's a prerogative. She wanted to have mixed kids. I literally have a breakdown of the positive and the mixed kids thing for the future, but that'll be another video. Anyway, but I'm going to pull her a little file up here because I want you guys to check this out because this is really important. I never ever saw blatant of someone getting warnings from her followers and she completely ignored them. I'm going to pull this shit up. It is fascinating how they were warning her and she ignored all the red flags. It is crazy. Let me make sure I'm sure it's still there. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's wait for it to load up. Okay. But here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you. I'm telling you, she was getting warnings and she ignored those signs. Her followers were telling her about Joe Budden, what they saw, what they felt, and she ignored them all because all she cared about was, let's go ahead and put that little, what I mean, Matt? What I mean, Matt? This is all she cared about right here. Boom. That's what she cared about. Yes. That's what she cared about. Actually, let's be realistic here. That's what she cared about. Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys right here. Okay, there were serious warnings. Okay, let me go ahead and see here. Now, remember I told you on her page, her pin picture was literally a picture of her showing her big ass titties? I wasn't lying about that. I mean, y'all know me. I do research. And I'm not going to go randomly telling you false things. Are you kidding me? Okay, here's her on a private jet with her boo. And this is you already saw that. I showed these already. Let me see here. Let me see. I think this is one of them. Let me see the comment section here. Okay, remember this, she got cute. Let's go all the way back. Okay, here we go. Look, this is 1 week ago, not for nothing, but the way he was looking at her in that third picture says it all. Okay, but look, here's the 22. Make sure you got your own shit going on. They was telling her that there. Okay. Hold on. Let me try to go back here because they were warning her, seriously. Look, third slide, the killer eye. I can't make this shit up. Seriously, I can't make this shit up. Let's go back. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back here. Hold on. Let me just go back. Going back. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see. We're going to go back here. This is just 4 days ago. I need to go back further. Let's look at other pictures here. Let's see. Where is the picture? Oh, darn it. What did I just click? Okay, here we go. Where is the older pictures? Don't worry, I'm gonna find it. Even though I hear that he has her phone or someone has her phone, and he's been deleting a lot of her posts too. She had older posts, and he's been deleting a lot of her posts. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm not seeing the post anymore. It was on here. I should have screenshotted that shit. What the fuck was I thinking? Let me quit. Okay, let me see if I can find out here. Ooh. Yes, they did. They definitely weren't. They did, absolutely. All right, come on. Let's see. Okay. See, I got to find older posts. These posts are too new. I need older posts. You know what I'm saying? It was, see here. I need older posts. Older posts. Okay, let's look at this one. This is, see, Such Evil Eyes. That was a week ago. You said love feels like choosing each other without drama is personally. Let's see here. I used to love black all love, but sometimes the black love will waste your time. And we got interracial relationships, loving here. Lucky man to have a beautiful queen. Yeah, these are not the posts that I saw before. So this is definitely interesting. Look, here's one from 6 Day. He does not look stable in my photo I see. Look, oh, absolutely not. This is a complete mismatch, but that was from 5 days ago. 1 week on, last picture, he looks like it's happening tonight. Sad. Let's see what this say. Look at this. He got Erica Kirk eyes. Let's see here. What was this? See, a lot of these are from a week ago. I want to do a week ago. That's, I don't know if I want to do a week ago. This high looking for opportunity that someone's advertising something here. Ball one blue eyes, worst nightmare. Look, ball one blue eye was for worst nightmare. Look, well dead. Wow, this is a week ago. Y'all be safe out here. That was from a week ago. 17 weeks ago. How old is this man? And it shows any recommendations, places to go. And it says, the point of matter, look, I'm done. Watch mad scary movies. That was from 6 days ago. Well, I think y'all get the gist. Hold on. Let's see what this one say. I need to get older comments. Look, the reptilian killed her. See, this is too new. I need something older. What the fuck is this? Why people will leave comments on an old photo? Just dumb. I mean, it's not like she can see it. Just silly. Okay, I can't find, and I have a habit of not. What is this? He got, look, dude got skull here. Someone put a skull here, and this is 22 weeks ago. Seriously, like someone warned her already, and they put a skull here. Seriously? And that was 22 weeks ago. Like someone was seriously warning her 22 weeks ago, for real. Wow. Well, that was weird. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, they was definitely warning her, for real. Okay, now getting back to what I was saying here. So in summary of this whole thing here, okay, investigation is still active in Zanzibar. Joe McCond is detained as a witness, not a suspect. Family rejects the suicide ruling and is pushing for answers. Conflicting timelines remain a major issue. GoFundMe page launched to support the family independent. They raised over $50,000 thus far. Public pressure is growing, especially on social media. Nothing has been resolved. Nothing has been closed. Everything is still unfolding at the current moment. I definitely keep you guys abreast. Now, here are some random topics here. These are random topics that I definitely want to say. Okay, so here's what I want to say in summary and closing up. Okay, here's what I believe that's been pretty much going on here. First of all, Joe McCond definitely lied about his age. Do I think he lied about his funding? Yes. I think he had funding issues. He was literally living off credit. No, she did not pay for that trip that people are saying. I think he paid for the trip, her ring and everything, but everything was on credit. I think he was trying to launch another business on top of the business that failed and people he still owe. Okay. I do not think he had his kids being drove into school by her. I think that's all lies. I don't know what she told Joe Budden or whatever. I think if she did tell that to him, she lied about that. I doubt that very much. Speaking as a mom, I don't know this damn girl and the way she looked. I would not have her around my kids. Not yet, to say it. So I think that's a bullshit lie. Do I think she was living in fantasy world and trying to recreate the love that her mom and her stepdad had recreated with their mixed kids in their love life? Yes. It may have been some identity or some insecurity she had on her part because her siblings are all mixed and she's trying to recapture that with herself, and with hence why she wanted mixed kids, which she's known to say. Yes. Do I think she was broke? No. Do I think she was misguided and naive? Yes, I do. Okay. Do I think he killed her? Yes, I do think he killed her. Do I think he had help? Yes. Help with it and help covering it up. It's two. And just from right here, when like I told you, he was a freaking visitor down there and he brought her down there for that reason only. I don't know if it was he wanted to kill her the way it happened. I think he wanted to make it look like an accident or food poison or something that he can explain away. And all that transpired with the witnesses and the staff and all that stuff that went on, it kind of threw, kind of like a monkey wrench in the plan, so to speak. That's what I feel. Now, here are some random topics. Let me just tell you this. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys another word. This is another vocabulary word. This is random headlines. It's called trumpery or something like that. That's what we want to hear. And in this particular video, my ladies and gentlemen, when you sleep with someone, and you know what, just listen to what she have to say, which is so true. I was just talking with some girlfriends about this the other day, about when you sleep with someone and a man ejaculating you, or if you have a baby by someone. Well, just listen to that whole thing. It's really, really important. You guys should know about that. So you need to be really peculiar who you sleep with and make sure you use protection. Oh, and this is just the latest status on that David guy who killed his ex-girlfriend. Yes, this is the latest on what happened. And if they don't come with some response by Monday, you know, this little psycho crazy fucker may go free. Yeah. Here's the real news that's happening behind this murderer. Yeah. Here we go.
Hi.
Stop scrolling, please. Watch this.
Hi. Auntie Bev here with another word to help you build your vocabulary. The word is trumpery. Yes, it's a real word. I kid you not. Look it up in the dictionary. Trumpery is a noun, and it means it looks good, it's showy, but it's worthless. Now, trumpery has French roots, and in French, it means deceit. Using trumpery in a sentence, I would say, Diana was so excited when she received her engagement ring from Carl, but it turned out to be trumpery because he purchased it at the dollar store. Or, the big, beautiful bill recently passed by Congress may be awesome to some, but to others, it's nothing more than trumpery. Trumpery. It looks good, but it's worthless. Add that word to your vocabulary bank and make it your time, your shine. Auntie Bev speaks.
Trumpery. I will be using it. Okay.
There's shadow work involved when you sleep with someone. And this one's for the women. Before I explain what I mean, let me paint a picture in your head first. When you have sex with a man, your body takes his seed and your body transforms it and turns it into a baby, right? That's what our vessel naturally does. Our vessel naturally receives and we transform it, right? Your body knows what to do when you receive his seed, right? Your body knows how to do it. But when it comes to the energetic stuff, the emotional stuff, the karmic stuff, the generational stuff, because you're receiving that too. Men receive it too, because when you have sex with someone, your energy fields are merging, right? And you leave parts of yourself with each other. All right. But this one's specifically for women. Have you ever seen women who are in marriages and they end up looking like they start looking haggard, tired, like they gain so much weight? It's because she's receiving his stuff and she doesn't know how to do the shadow work to clear all that shit up, right? Hear me out. In a lot of marriages, people use sex as like a stress reliever, especially men, right? For women, at first, sex is good. And then over time, it starts to become a chore, right? And this is why you have to be intentional when you're having sex, because his intention, all right, let's just say in the marriage, his intention when he's laying you down is to relieve his stress. He's releasing his stress inside of you. Duh. That's why you start hating the sex, because it starts to become a chore, because you're just like, oh. And then the wife starts to gain weight. She starts to be all grumpy, and he starts getting irritated with her because she's no longer his piece, right? Because a lot of men, I'm telling you, a lot of men don't do shadow work. They don't do shadow work. They'll carry all this pain, emotional shit, whatever, and then they want to dump it inside of a woman. That's what a lot of men do. That's why a lot of times when women who sleep with men, and these are men who don't do shadow work. They don't do anything about their emotions. Like these type of men, I mean, most of them don't even keep up with their hygiene. Why would they keep up with their shadow work and their karmic stuff and their generational stuff? They don't. That's why when women sleep with these type of men, there's going to be physical effects for some of them. Like for some women, their pH balance will be like fucked up. They'll start breaking out. They might even like feel feverish, or they might get sick. You know what I mean? But it's not just physical too. Sometimes they'll experience something mental, something emotional. And sometimes you may even carry his karma. Like after you sleep with someone, like car starts breaking down, like you're out of luck, like bad shit just starts happening. That's because he left residues of his self in your field. You know what I mean? Now in these marriages, and it happens to men too, but a lot of times the woman will start glowing down. She'll start looking tired and all this shit. She's carrying all this weight. It's because of all the energy that she hasn't fully transmuted yet. This is why sometimes the wife will start like bugging the husband, because there's internal things going on inside her, and it's like she needs his help transmuting this emotionally, energetically, because she doesn't know how to transform his shit. Do you see what I mean? When you're having sex with someone, you're going to have shadow work, and you have to know who you're sleeping with. You have to kind of study them so that you know what type of shadow work you need to do, right? Sometimes you don't know how to transform something because you don't know what the fuck it is that you're carrying, because it wasn't yours. It wasn't your ancestors. You've taken on his and his ancestors. For example, let's say you sleep with someone, right? And he's had family members who have died young, right? They passed away very early in life because of illnesses or whatever. And after sleeping with him, you start to notice how tired and like you start to get so lazy, right? Because there's a lot of stagnant energy in his field that got merged to yours. That is now, you now have to transmute that, right? Everybody has something that they're carrying, right, from their bloodline that they're meant to transmute. And when you don't transmute it, you pass it on, right? And it just keeps going on and on until somebody decides to break it and transform it. When you sleep with someone, you're also doing generational work for that person and for their bloodline too, because you've merged it with yours. Does that make sense? Sleeping with someone, if you're going to do it, be very intentional, right? Like, let's say he lays you down. His intention, for example, his intention is to relieve his stress. He's about to dump a lot of stress on you, girl. You also have to have your intention when you lay down, right? Does that make sense?
So please use protection. Okay, unless you want to take on his emotions, his energy, or whatever. That's why most men like to have sex to relieve stress, because it's a way of relieving all their stress and putting it into whoever they're, ejaculating in. So just use protection, just do that shit. It's nasty anyway.
All right, somebody just pulled a Uno reverse regarding David, the singer David. His real name is David Anthony Burt. He was arrested, if you remember, he was arrested last night, Thursday evening, on suspicion of unaliving 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And her remains were found in his Tesla. And this happened last September. Well, the LAPD was so frustrated at the LA County DA for not filing the unaliving charges against David for Celeste Rivas' unaliving, so they literally took the law into their own hands. Basically, they jumped the gun. We're just finding out that the DA's office said that they were not ready to charge David, but the LAPD was sick of waiting, believing that there was more than enough evidence. They're saying that the DA didn't have his ducks in a row and they wanted more time, but the LAPD wanted to force the DA's hand by making the arrest. And here's the thing, if the DA doesn't file charges by Monday, this coming Monday, the authorities have to set him free. That's not going to be a great look on the prosecutors nor the police department. You see, the LAPD right now, they're banking on the DA filing charges quickly to avoid all that embarrassment. Y'all already embarrassed. So right now, the DA's office is scrambling to try to figure out what they need to do. That right there explains the whole debacle with all of the LAPD and everybody named Mama showing up to make that arrest. Basically, they wanted to make a statement, and they wanted to make sure that the members of the media knew what was going on. This is wild. I'll bring you more as soon as I find out more, but they jumped the gun, y'all.
Yep. So this little psycho killer who literally, I believe he cut her up or something, and then decided to make a public, okay, display of his bloody mess. Publicize it. Profit off of it. Like a sick fuck that he is. He can actually go free tomorrow. Sound off and make sure that does not happen. I mean, he needs to be under the damn jail. What the hell? I mean, no. I mean, fuck that. No, this is me. Like, no, that's very confusing. And this is definitely me. Hell no. No, 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 no. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks so much for being so diligent and staying throughout the whole thing. Thank you, King, and whoever else was listening and comment. Thank you to my regulars. Have a wonderful Sunday. I have to start getting to work. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
We see you. We see you. We remember. We remember. I am the storm. I am the storm. I am the silence. I am the silence. I am the truth unveiled. I am the truth unveiled.
You are seen. You are known. You are known.